for the longest time, I just accepted what was put upon me and I took it and I formulated my own cape with it, right? And I wore it and I ran with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I never even realized that it wasn't an identity that I created for myself. It was something that was created and then I just adopted and ran with. And
Yep.
at some point, you have to realize that you get to actually design your own life and then you have to actually do it.
All right, everyone. Today we have D Show, and let's just jump right in. Can you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Sure can. I am Deshelle Parker. I am a soul, mind, body speaker, coach, and author. I have been operating my own coaching and consulting business for the last 4 years now. But prior to and in addition to that, I have been a social worker turned executive for over 25 years, where I've worked at community-based agencies, government agencies, child welfare, youth justice, and things of that nature. I didn't.
Amazing. So let's talk about your coaching first. How you help people?
Absolutely. So what I essentially do is guide women, high capacity women who are navigating chaos. I help them achieve clarity and inner peace while they sit in the storm. And that is very intentional. I am one of those high capacity women who is always navigating chaos, and
Mm-hmm.
life never stops lifing. At the end
Nope,
of the
it
day,
doesn't.
your environment is not going to be easy and be still for you just so that you can have peace. The trick
Mm-hmm.
is to have the right kind of identity shift and way of being so that you know how to carry what it is that you're carrying in life in a way where you can still have clarity and peace.
That's amazing, and I agree. Life keeps on lifing. Just just when things start to go good, it's just like smack. Nope. Let's push you back down.
Yep.
I know.
Yep. That's exactly what happens.
Last week I had kind of one of those moments. Last Monday my microwave went out, which that was whatever. I don't really use the microwave a whole lot. But then my dishwasher went out 2 days later. That I need. That is like a no-go. I'd have to have a dishwasher. I'm not washing dishes by hand. So, yeah. And it took about a week to find a new one, get it installed. Of course, it didn't hook up like the old one. So then I had to call in the plumber and all that. But it's good to go now.
Good to go now. Yep,
Yeah.
that's at the end of the day, those bumps and how we handle them and what we do, that's how we build character. That's how
Yeah.
we grow. So
Yeah.
you're gonna keep getting those things thrown at you because there's something in that experience that's going to help you level up.
Yep. Exactly. That's the important thing. Keep on
Yep.
learning,
Yep.
keep on going. And I live, I live by the saying, everything happens for a reason. And so far in my life, everything like bad or negative that has happened, down the road, I've looked back on it and went, I came up
Yep.
better on the other side of that.
Yep. 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 That's I definitely agree with that. And it reminds me of a similar way that I say something, or another metaphor that's out there, but life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. And so at the end of the day, it's all about perspective and mindset, right? And when you have that kind of mindset where you understand you're not a victim, right? You can be victimized in various ways and events. Things can happen to you where you are a victim of that particular experience. So I don't want to minimize that. However, living your life in a way where you feel like you are a victim of life, that is where the challenge is. And that is a perspective that I would like to counter, right? That is the point
Yep.
of saying life happens for you, not to you. When life happens to you, you're the victim of life. When you understand that it happens for you look for the lessons and the blessings, and you understand that there's something greater in whatever this challenge is, and it's for me to figure out what that is and apply it to my life.
Yeah, that that is so true. And life, as we're kind of talking about, it can be really hard. And in the moments where it's the hardest, you just gotta push yourself extra hard to get through it, and just have faith in yourself or anything you believe in. That
Yeah,
you're gonna be better off on the other side of this.
yeah, yeah, you definitely will. And I think at this particular phase or chapter in my life or season, I've started to even pay attention to how I talk to myself during
That's
challenges,
so important.
like or even having to wear the cape, right? That we're Superman or Superwoman and we have to be able to get through these things and you have to be strong and you have to be this and you have to be that. I've started to realize that even that kind of talk can be toxic on
Yep.
some level because it makes you feel as though being strong means that you don't admit you're hurting. Being
Mhm.
strong means that you don't ever get to rest. Being strong means that you don't need help and you don't get support in things. And those are actually lies. Those things are not true. You don't have to wear a cape through life in order to be strong. You don't have to tough it out and not admit that you're hurting. You don't have to not cry, right? You don't have to say, not say that I need help, right? There's actually strength in being vulnerable, right? And
Yeah.
saying, I'm having a hard time. I can't hold all these balls in the air. This is actually a struggle for me. I actually need help. There's no shame, right, in saying that as we go through things in life. And that's something I've had to learn and I've only been able to embrace in this season of life. Because prior to now, I've been the reliable one, right? I've been the one that's always calm and reserved and holding everything together, the one that everyone goes to for all the answers, right? I run
You
my
sound like
life.
me.
Yeah. And that is a heavy burden to carry, right?
Mhm.
There's a cost
Mhm.
to being the reliable one. And on the one hand, I appreciate being responsible. It is a part of who I am. I do like having those traits, right? But there's a cost to being the one that's always holding it together for yourself and everyone else. That means I can't break. And that's not okay.
Yeah, and it's like when you need that person for you, who's actually going to be there. You
Yeah.
know, that's the thing that I've gone through a lot is I've been the strong one. I've been the person that people go to when they're down and they need help. But then when I'm down and I need help, they're not there. And it's taken me a long time just to realize like there's some of us that are givers and some of us that just aren't. And it's not that they're bad people or anything. It's just they don't look at life the same as you do.
Yeah.
So, you gotta look for other people that can help you. It may not be the people that you want, but you'll find them as long as you try, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's crazy because those moments when you realize that there's no one in the room or in your tribe or your environment or your village that can hold space for you, those are some very life-changing moments. Because part of what you realize is that you're creating an environment, you're training people to treat you
Exactly.
that way. And
Yep.
so they never get a chance to learn to level up or to become more of the giver or to be there for others because you always showing up with your cape,
Yep.
teaching them.
And you think that you're like leading by example, but you're really
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
You're like you said, you're training the people around you to act a certain way to you. And it's like kind of weird and crazy, but it's so true. And for the people listening, like you might be sitting there listening, like yeah, whatever. But I promise, if you stop and take a moment to think, you'll be like, holy crap, there's a lot of people in my life like
Yep.
that.
Yep.
And it's just on you to, you know, I would say like be there a little less and like try to just be around other people that can support you. That's what I did. I found a new group of people that had the same vision that I had and the same mindset. Because like, we've all heard it. You're the average of the 5 people that you hang around.
Yep.
Well, if the 5
Yep.
people you hang around have a negative mindset, you're
Yep.
gonna be the 6.1.
Yep.
So it's not like you have to eliminate people from your life. You just have to be around them a lot less.
Hmm.
You know?
Hmm. Yeah, things have to shift at the end of the day, and you kind of got to exercise your like it comes back to that conversation we were having around being a victim or a victor in your
Yep.
life, right? And when you're the victor, like you make some decisions about who you want to be around and how you want to be and how you want to show up. And for the longest time, I just accepted what was put up on me, and I took it and I formulated my own cape with it, right? And I wore it and I ran with it, right?
Hmm.
And I never even realized that it wasn't an identity that I created for myself. It was something that was created and then I just adopted and ran with. And at some point, you have to realize that you get to actually design your own life and then you have to actually do it.
Hmm. Yeah. You have to do it. That's the most important thing. A lot of us have a hard time doing it. We can
It is.
dream and
Yep.
wish, but dreaming and wishing doesn't get us to the place that
Don't
we
get it.
want. We
Don't
have to
get it.
do it. This episode is sponsored by Atopic AI for Opportunity. Atopic is an AI-powered opportunity discovery platform, and the best word that I can describe it is ChatGPT. But instead of giving you information, it gives you real people you should be connecting with. Whether you're looking for clients, partners, investors, job prospects, or high intent leads, Topic makes it simple. You just type what you're looking for, and the AI thinks through thousands of signals, and then surfaces verified prospects with context, not random lists. It even helps you follow up, nurture conversations, and track your pipeline. What I love about Atopic and why I'm excited to have them as a sponsor is that they're solving the biggest problem in business growth, finding the right people at the right time. If you haven't yet, go to atopic.com and try it. It's one of the smartest tools out there for people trying to grow their business.
Just dreaming and wishing, don't get it. You absolutely right. You have to take action. And the craziest thing is that when you're making decisions or you're answering a call for something, right? You have this deep longing. There's something speaking to you, right? Like, so if there's listeners that are listening to us right now, or even experiences that we're reflecting on in our own life, there's something that's off internally and you're hearing a call, you're hearing a whisper, there's something that's saying something needs to shift. And when you answer that call and decide that you're going to make that shift, it comes from this emotional place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you decide, no, I'm going to commit to it. This is the shift that I'm making, right? So it starts with emotion, then you commit to it, and then you say, no, this is who I'm going to be. This is what it is. I am committing and I'm standing strong in this. When the adventure begins, that's then the point where stuff is about to get crazy because
Yep.
people are going to look at you differently. They're going to say, oh, she acting funny, or oh, he done forgot where he came from, or
Mm-hmm.
she is doing this, or she's being this way, or she don't answer the phone no more, or they're not available. Like it's going to start, all of this stuff is going to start happening around you. And it can be scary. It can
Mm-hmm.
be scary. But at the end of the day, if you're making that kind of shift, expect for the journey, the adventure to begin once you decide to make the shift. It's not easy. It's not an
No.
easy thing. And sometimes you lose people, but you
Mm-hmm.
also gain others along the way.
Yeah,
right? And
and
sometimes things around you shift, jobs may shift, right? Communities may shift. Maybe you end up at a different church, or maybe you don't go to church anymore. Maybe you start going to church. Like all kinds of things can happen around you, but you got to be ready for that. Like I don't want to sit here and pretend as though making a decision to not be a victim, or even if you not being a victim, but maybe you're being a victim in a certain aspect of your life or a certain area, you're deciding to change something. That decision is then going to come with an adventure that's going to have ups and downs. And you have to commit to that journey and trust that process to get you to that next level, whatever that may be for you.
yeah, and you know, a lot of the challenges will come from the people that have been in your life the longest. And one thing that you have to remember is if you start on the journey that you really want for your life, the journey that's going to make you the happiest, if you lose people, they weren't meant to be in your life at all.
That part,
Mm-hmm.
that part, that part.
Yeah.
And that's very hard because we're designed, right? We're humans and we're designed to love and be
Mm-hmm.
loved and to be in community. And so the need to belong is so big. It's
Yep.
so big. And so that's very scary. There's people who would just rather be uncomfortable and unhappy just to belong and continue to keep the tribe or village around them that they had. Because answering the call and deciding to become this next version of yourself or this next level of yourself means that you're risking that.
Mm-hmm. It
And
does.
that's hard. It's
It's
hard.
really hard.
Very hard. But it's
Yeah.
worth it
It is.
because the flip side of it, or another way to look at that very same thing, when you look at our lives, our entire lives, there's probably two or three people that are going to be in our lives for our entire lifetime. If you're lucky, if you're lucky, right? And with that, that means everybody else is going to leave. So that means most of the relationships in your life are going to end in some
Mm-hmm.
way, shape, or form. And that's the reality of it. So when you think about the fact that we spend so much time trying to hold on and cling to our environment, when the reality is most relationships end, we're actually looking at it backwards. We're looking at it backwards. People come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime.
There you go.
Only a handful, if you're lucky, are going to stay for a lifetime. So
Mm-hmm.
the rest of everybody else is there for a season or a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So the better approach is to understand what the reason is, learn that lesson, get it, or whatever the season is, embrace it, enjoy it, and understand that it too will pass.
Yep. And that it's okay.
And it's okay. And it's
And
okay, right?
everything
Because it's making room for whatever is next.
exactly. There you go. That's where I was gonna go next. It's making room for whatever is gonna come next. Awesome. And I know that you're a speaker, and when you're speaking, what is the takeaway that you hope that your audience gets every time that you speak?
Absolutely. Thank you for asking that. So, I do have a few different topics that I like to speak on, but I think at the end of the day, regardless of whether I'm speaking or coaching or even writing, right? Because I did release book one of my memoir, Why She Like That is the name of it. And so, regardless to what medium I'm using, whether I'm guiding, using my voice, or using my pen, what I want you to understand is be able to have agency in your life and embrace the identity shifts that happen for us all throughout life. They are so extremely scary. Okay. And it takes a lot of courage to be able to face them and get through them. But doing it is the most liberating and powerful thing that you can ever do. And
Yep.
so my approach is really about teaching people to listen to the whispers, right? Because there's whispers. God, the universe, the quantum field, Allah, whatever you call it, spirit, divine, whatever word works for you. But at the end of the day, there's an essence. There's an essence that runs through all of us. There's something invisible that's bigger than all of us. And when that invisible entity is whispering to you. You hear it and you know it. So what I want you to do is to listen to it, learn to speak from that place and walk in that truth. And if we all did that, oh goodness, if we all did that, the world, mm, the shifts that could happen in the world if we all just genuinely listen to those whispers and not the noise. The noise is so loud. The world is so loud. It's thousands of bits and pieces of information being pumped at us every
Mm-hmm.
day, all day long. Our mind and bodies and souls are not designed to take all of that in.
Nope.
And it's landing in our bodies and it's doing different things to our health and our minds. Everything is so loud. You've got your gym teacher, your grandma, your mama said this, your daddy always said that. Social media is saying this. You got this messaging from the world. You got all the isms, the capitalism, the racism, the patriotism, like patriarchy. Like you got all this noise happening all the time. So to be able to quiet that noise and really hear the whispers, that's a job all in itself. But if you just do it, if you just do it and then learn to act on it and in alignment with it, oh, the world, the shift we would see in the world.
Yes. 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 That was incredible. And like you are an incredible speaker. The way you put that out there, I I got the goosebumps. That was amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I'm really happy to just be in a place where now sitting here in this place as a business owner and walking in my own truth, the way I would talk if I was sitting at the kitchen table, or the way I would talk in this space in a podcast, or the way I would talk if I was in a meeting, or if I was talking to my mom. Now it's all the same.
Love that.
I don't have to put on a mask or be something different or be politically correct or show up at this meeting and say this because I don't want to make that person uncomfortable, or dumb it down in this way because I'm dimming my light and I don't want these people to be uncomfortable, or don't say that because you don't want to offend them. Like that's been my whole life, wearing masks and compartmentalizing myself. But to be in this space now where I operate from a space of running my own business and my life and the business and all of it aligns is such a beautiful feeling. I didn't know that it could feel this good to just be authentic all the time.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about because my whole life until I was like what 20 no 30 31 like 3 4 years ago. I'm 34 now, so it's been like 4 years. I was not happy with who I was, so therefore wasn't myself. I was putting on this fake appearance, or trying to at least, and I wasn't being my authentic self for my whole life. And then finally, I I had to accept who I was. I had to accept that I have cerebral palsy and there's nothing I can do about it. So I need to just live my life with it to the fullest and not let it hold me back. And once I made that shift, I was instantly happy.
Mhm,
And it didn't happen overnight, but
mhm.
once I made that shift and that decision and started working on myself, I became my true self. And because of that, like we were talking about earlier, I lost some people.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
care because
yeah,
I'm happy, and at the end of the day, that's what matters.
yep,
Because if I'm happy, I can help other people be
yep,
happy as well.
yep. That's the truth. That's the part right there that when you're living authentically, right, and true and honest, there's a light that comes through you, right?
Hmm.
And then that light then impacts and helps others, right? And that's the real reason that we're here. That's the whole point, right? We're supposed to love and live love and be love, right? But when we're trapped in our own stuff, right? When we're lost in the weeds of it all, it's very hard to see that and be that. You can't, right? When you're living from a place where you're a victim and everything
Mhm.
is wrong and everybody's out to get you and the world is a horrible place. And like when you're looking through those kind of tainted lenses, then everything you're doing and saying is tainted. Everything you're touching is tainted, right? And it's not necessarily helping people. And so that authenticity, like it is, I mean, it's become a buzzword
Mhm.
lately, and there's authenticity for performance, right? That people are doing and living. But I'm talking about the true authenticity when you're really just living in your purpose and there is no gimmick.
Mhm.
There is no ask that's coming later, right? That I'm not doing it as a way of performing so that I can get you to do X, Y, and Z. But when it's truly authentic, there's so much power in that. There's so much
There is.
power in that. It doesn't
There
matter
is.
what title you hold, where you sit, man or woman, or even our queer population. Like, it does not matter. When you can be your authentic self and live in your light and let your light shine through you,
Mhm.
oh, that's magical. That's magical.
Yep. It really is. And
Hmm.
when I made that shift in my life, I started posting videos on social media talking about who I was,
Mm,
basically. Like just talking about mindset and how you can improve it and all these different tips that people can take and implement into their life to empower them to be the people that they want to be. And now I'm so close, but we're almost hitting 1 million views on Facebook in one
wow.
month. We're so close.
Wow.
We're so close.
That is,
But
and that's just
that
being
went,
yourself.
yeah, and I wouldn't be reaching millions of people if I hadn't started being myself,
Mm, yep.
you know?
Such power in that. Such
Yep.
power in that.
Thank
And thank you to all of the people that have been there for any part of the journey along the way.
you.
Because
Mhm.
even if you're not present now, you still had a role. You
Oh, yeah.
still played a role, right?
Mhm.
And whatever that was, thank you for that.
Mhm.
Because it was a part of what got me here. It was iron sharpening iron. And if you're someone who we outgrew each other or we're just no longer in each other's lives because that season ended or the reason ended, whatever it was. Thank you for the season. Thank you for the reason, right? We served the purpose that we needed to in each other's lives. And now we're here. So no hate, no blame, no anger, like none of that either. If you're no longer in my circle or our worlds, right? Because I'm blessing the entire experience, the entire journey.
Exactly. Exactly. Amen. I love that. All right. So, how can people reach out to you and work with you and find out more about you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I am Deshelle and the business is Leveraging Truth. So you can reach me at leveragingtruth.com, which is what I do. I leverage my truth. I use my life, my lived experience, and all of the expertise and frameworks that I created over the years to leverage truth. Just be authentic. Just be true. And that can be so liberating, right? So leveragingtruth.com or all of the socials. You can reach me, Deshelle Parker on Facebook, Leveraging Truth on Facebook. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, as well as YouTube. Deshelle Leveraging Truth. That is who I am everywhere. So feel free to reach out and find me. And the book, Why She Like That, is available on Amazon. And it is book one of a 3-book teaching memoir series. So that is also available and another way to dibble and dabble with me and my message.
Amazing. Amazing. And then I got one last question. So, my slogan is Your abilities are infinite. What does that mean to you?
Oh, that's so beautiful. I think it ties back to the theme of everything that we've been talking about, but I definitely want to layer in the divine element. So your abilities are infinite. When you tap into the divine within you and you unleash that power that is uniquely yours, designed just for you, walking and living out your mission while we here together on this here earth.
I love that. That was amazing. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It has been an honor and a pleasure to have this conversation with you, Nick.
Yes, it has. Thank you. If you enjoyed this show, please go ahead and share it anywhere else that you see fit. Because the only way that I can grow this, but you guys sharing it. I don't sell anything on here, so let's just get it out there by word of mouth, help more people. All right, everyone. Remember, your abilities are infinite.